Greetings folks, and welcome to another 81632-bit. I'm your host Rob, and today we're going to be taking a look at Terminus for the 3DO. Now, Terminus is a brand new 3D FPS which is in development from Eric Marquez, who you may know from other 3DO homebrew developments such as BioFury and his port of Tempest. Now, as you can see on screen, Terminus is a FPS. However, unlike most other FPSs on the 3DO, this one runs at a smooth and consistent 30 frames per second. Now, the inspiration for this game was the engine behind Killing Time, but obviously that game does not hit 30 FPS and it isn't smooth. Now, this game is incredibly impressive. It's a consistent smooth 30 FPS game on the 3DO. Now, this game does do a few tricks that some other games such as Killing Time and Doom don't do on the 3DO. You get some true room over room geometry. You get some non-Euclidean geometry tricks. For example, you can turn yourself around and find yourself in a completely different location. Or the geometry of the room you enter doesn't make sense based on the room you were in. Very much like Layers of Fear, for example. Now, all the enemies and weapons are digitized from models, and as you can see, it looks really good. Oh, another important thing in as well is there is no perceived loading in the game once you're on each map. So rather than the game pausing to load in the next section of the map, the music will fade in and out as the game loads in the next chunk of data. So you get almost a seamless movement from one part of a map to another. There are also computer terminals dotted around where you can pick up the story and the lore of the game if you like. Now, this game is incredibly impressive. I have to say this. I'm terrible at playing first person shooters, so I'm not seeing a huge amount of the game here, but what I am seeing is massively impressive. It's smooth, it's fast, the map is really well designed, and it's not present in the footage here, but it has a few other tricks like in the classic Doom where you can make enemies fight each other. That is entirely possible within this game. They also have a proper sight system. If they see you, even if you don't see them, they will attack, which is great. Now, this is one of those games you're either going to love it or hate it. Some people love first person shooters and have no problem playing these early style first person shooters on consoles like the 3DO, where you don't have full 3D range of movement. You're literally just moving along a two-dimensional plane essentially. But for those of us who enjoy old school Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, this is an excellent game. It really is. I've had so much fun tinkering about with this demo. Unfortunately, when I was playing it, the best couple of gameplay runs that I didn't record, hence the footage you're seeing now. But yeah, this is another example of how a small group of developers are taking what is now essentially a 30 plus year old piece of hardware in the 3DO, which was never hugely successful at the time, and showing just what could have been capable with the machine had it established more of a market presence and had more of a run in the market. You get developments like this, Tempest, BioFury, the absolutely ridiculously good port of Mortal Kombat 2 that's being worked on. This is what the homebrew community is about. This is what, to me, the retro community is about. This is celebrating these systems in new and different ways. Now, this game here, Terminus, this is currently in a demo stage. You can get it from GitHub. I'll post a link in the description below to the demo. Hopefully Eric is going to manage to complete this game and get it out there for people to enjoy to the fullest. And yeah, what more can I say? This is just a really, really good game. This is, you know, this is bordering commercial quality, and you can't really ask for much more than that. You know, it's an old system. It's a system that was never a huge hit in the first place, but here we are 30 some years later looking at a piece of software which has been developed that is this damn good. Now, I don't really have much more to say about this other than try it.